Sounds good.
Yeah. So Candace Owens is going on this crusade about basically being discriminated against. She went to her Instagram live yesterday because a COVID testing lab refused to serve her. And of course, she goes to Jim Crow. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
This thing, maybe COVID's racist, maybe Susanna's racist. I don't freaking know. I don't know. The last time a white Democrat refused a black person service and said it's because I don't like your thoughts and ideas, we were in the Jim Crow era. But here we are, and we're actually in Aspen, Colorado, and Susanna wants you to know that she will Google you. This virus is not political, but she's Googling people that are signing up for tests to make sure that their politics align with Susanna's. Like, yeah, welcome to the public health crisis.
So when she talks about this woman, Susanna or Suzanne, let's pull up what she screenshotted, which was an email from this private COVID testing lab. Again, I say private because that's exactly what it is.
This is what happens when you privatize these things.
Oh, exactly. I mean, she always can just go and get it from a public testing lab down the street, which is what was suggested to her. I've just learned, this is the email that was sent to Candace Owens, I've just learned of this testing request, and as the owner of this business, I'm going to refuse this booking and deny service. We cannot support anyone who has proactively worked to make this pandemic worse by spreading misinformation, politicizing, and discouraging the wearing of masks, and actively dissuading people from receiving life-saving vaccinations. The only other local testing option is the free kiosk by City Hall. They mail their tests to Texas and have inconsistent result times, do not take appointments, so it's walk-in only midday weekdays in their back alley. My team and myself have worked overtime to exhaustion, unpaid and underpaid this past year, spending our own capital to ensure that our community remains protected. It would be unfair to them and to the sacrifices we have all made this year to serve you, Susanna. So, like, normally, again, I don't necessarily agree with denying service, but this is a private enterprise. She can go down the street to the local service and get her own tests there if she so needs. And in this specific case, I find it to be quite glorious. And I am amused that, of course, she immediately goes to the only thing she knows how to do, which is compare it to the Jim Crow South. Because look, majority white audience, I am the good black person here, and I will validate all of your preconceived notions and completely make it hyperbolic. It's of course the Democrats that are bad, bad, bad.
And she's going to do a whole little skit about how her being denied private testing is kind of like the modern day Tuskegee experiments or some shit. But at the end of the day, I mean, I agree that it's bad to deny people medical testing. But I guess what kind of is a much more like foregrounded concern in my head is that like these people really think that it's okay to like spread misinformation, to like do all of this stuff in their basic like public career professional life, but still be able to like navigate the same structures and like, you know, use the same amenities as the people who they are actively demonizing. And that there should be no even like, you know, personal grievance, because that's what this is. This is a personal grievance somebody has with the way that that person in their life is like actively making their job worse, their life harder, killing people that they know when they're working with, ideally. And like whether or not that is like legally allowed or should be allowed to like, you know, discriminate based on that sort of like, I guess, explanation is one thing, but like the idea that they still think that they should just be allowed to like go about their life and utilize the services of these people without them like disliking them to this extent is just surprising. It's less like black people being denied things in Jim Crow as so much as it's like white people in Jim Crow trying to like utilize black establishments of the people that they're actively oppressing. It's just like, yeah, you know, I guess we should have to serve you, you know, based in like a fair society, but you know, are you not just doing a power play by being here, by trying to be like, I make your life worse, and now you still have to deal with me? Because that's what so much of like the triggering the lib shit is about.
Yeah, and she also, I would imagine, was quite in favor of the cake makers not serving the gay couple based on their religious objections. I'm pretty sure that the proprietor of this private COVID facility would be able to make the same case based on that same kind of framework. So she wants to be able to do what she wants and make her money. She's very rich. She can go to any COVID testing facility that she likes and be completely isolated from the consequences in her real life, as you say, Brandon. It's entitlement on top of just the complete, of course, a history of what she's trying to draw a comparison to.
Yeah, and I mean, like comparing, I would argue that the owner of the establishment is making a much more like specific claim that no, she doesn't even hate black people, but she hates Candace Owens. Whereas the cake situation, like, you know, they hate gay people, and this particular couple is an example of a gay person they hate. In this particular circumstance, this is like a personal issue that they have.
We also don't know if it's real, we should say.
Yeah, I mean,
saying this is the email.
I mean, yeah, there's possible that they just denied her appointment instant or anything, but I would believe it's real because, like, if you recognize the person's name, it might lead you to be like, oh, this person's a real, you know, POS. And that's something that as a society, I don't know if we can ever really insulate people from like the consequences of their personal actions or the people that like might take grievance from it. Obviously, there's a limit, but when you're going out like actively demonizing an entire field of a profession of people, like, you know, doctors, immunologists, virologists, like some of them are going to take it personally. And that's something that, you know, we have to actually not necessarily allow for, but not, you know, completely dismiss when people go like, yeah, but we live in a society. You can't just be out there like making everyone mad and then expecting them to serve you because like you think it's a joke, because that just makes the entire place dysfunctional.
Right.
Me personally, I think I would have requested to be the one to personally deliver the news to Candace when that test came back positive.
A singing telegram? You want to be like,
right? I would show up to do it. Right. I would show up to do it.
You'd go to her and say, we are denying you service here.
Oh, I mean, I would have done the test, and then I would have personally given her those results afterwards if they went a certain way. Otherwise, I would have just said, screw it.
But that's the issue, right? She would have to be positive for you to enjoy the moment.
Oh boy, Candace Owens. I'm sure she's sought legal counsel too to try to make something out of it.
Folks, there's more of what you've just saw where that came from. That's if you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. Really, thank you.